As you know, we are about to start this wonderful bike ride for peace, and we stand before the Vietnam Memorial to remember the cost of war. We remember PFC Lewis E. Willett, who served with Company C, 1st Battalion, 4th Infantry Division. He was killed during a firefight in Kon Tum Province on 15th of February 1967. He was 21 when he was killed. Before he was killed, he wrote home, "When I get out, I guess I'll take it easy for a couple of months and just mess around. Been thinking of buying a car and just riding around the country to see what there is and forget the Army." Yesterday, Sergeant Jose Gomez of Queens was buried, one of the 114 New York soldiers who have been killed in Iraq. He was killed on April 20th by a roadside bomb. It was his second tour of duty there. Joe Gomez was saving his money to buy a home for his mother. 3 years before his death, his then fiancée, Ana Laura Esparza Gutierrez, was killed by a roadside bomb in Tikrit. There are those who say Iraq is not like Vietnam, but in many ways it is. As it was then, our politicians are responsible for the deaths of thousands of people in an immoral, pointless, useless war. We stand before this memorial to remind us that our politicians, including the incumbent senator from New York, are responsible for the deaths of more than 2,400 American men and women soldiers and tens of thousands of Iraqis. I set out on this ride for peace as a way to talk about the cost of war in communities throughout our state, the soldiers whose lives have been cut short, and the opportunities they and their families have lost to live a happy, peaceful, normal life. As well as the lives lost, every community in our state has sacrificed. Those sacrifices are not apparent on a daily basis, but they are there in the lost opportunities. We do not see the millions of dollars that we will never spend on schools, healthcare, and housing, money that has been squandered on an immoral war. 2,400 American soldiers killed, tens of thousands of Iraqis killed, tens of thousands of people injured, many with life-altering wounds, a country destroyed, an eventual $2 trillion price tag. We say enough. We say to those politicians who voted for the war, you do not deserve our votes in the coming election. If we do not hold accountable politicians who vote for moral wars, what will prevent them from casting votes for future wars and wasting the lives of tens of thousands of human beings? During this first phase of the bike ride for peace, which will cover 600 miles and reach at least 16 communities, we will be gathering signatures on a petition asking that our party's state convention pass a resolution calling for an end to the war. The petition can also be signed by New Yorkers everywhere by going to our website at www.bikesite.tasinifornewyork.org. Today, I also call on my opponent to join me in a debate on the war and its consequences. I challenge her to come to the various communities we will visit so that Democrats can see the differences in our positions. She voted for the war, she supported the war, and as Bob Herbert recently wrote in the New York Times, her position on the war is right there with Bush, Cheney, and Condoleezza Rice. I believe the war was immoral, should never have happened, and must end immediately. Democrats in New York deserve an open debate on the war so they can decide who they want them to represent in the U.S. Senate. Our goal is simple. We want to end this war now and save lives. Thank you very much.